Hello and welcome back to Pro-spectives, your weekly podcast where you get two professional real estate agents to talk to you about the market, both nationally, locally, and what you as an agent can do for yourself. This is Jessica Preventure here with Layer Realty Partners, and this is my co-host,
Keith Valancourt, Layer Realty.
So sorry you've been gone for a while. We spent last week at Tom Ferry's 20th Annual Success Summit, and we got tons of information and didn't have a chance to film. But we are back. We're heading into the school year, which means consistency, new schedules, and hopefully for you as well, it's a new start to your business. I always think of September as like the start of the year.
Yeah, sure. School.
Yeah, it always feels like a fresh start.
Summer's done. You're kind of sad. You feel like, winter's coming. You're kind of trying to get everything buttoned up and all your house stuff done. And so I can get that for sure.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what do we think Q4 is bringing for the national real estate market?
That's a good question. Strategies to boost your business, I'm sure. As always, right?
Yes.
Today, they gave us an article that Fannie Mae has posted. They posted their August 2023, the commentary on the recent economic data and its implications for the U.S. housing market.
Yeah, and in reading this article, my big takeaway is they don't really know.
Yeah, they give you all sides to everything. And they say that this could happen, or this could happen.
I think what's interesting is what the Fed is trying to do to curb inflation is not that the things aren't responding quite the way they expected. And so because of that disconnect, it still leaves a lot of questions in the marketplace, right? Because obviously inflation, higher interest rates, all those things should have an impact on slowing the housing market, at least prices, and we're not really seeing that.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, if this X, Y, and Z is happening, we expect ABC to happen, and ABC is not happening.
Right.
What do we what's going on? And I think it just goes to show how complicated, interconnected, and just like web-like our current economic structures are. And real estate has forever been a good investment and one of the strongest investments, right? They're not making more land. There are only more people.
It's not like buying a car where as soon as you drive off the lot, you're depreciating.
100%. So I think, if the housing market is not responding quite the same way, even though, rates have just hit the highest they've been in 20 years.
Sure.
And affordability is certainly becoming a concern.
Yeah, I think that everybody's life events are different. So the way that the economy goes doesn't necessarily affect how a person is going to, change the way they do things or adapt to the certain situations. And obviously we're in an unprecedented time as far as the housing market's concerned. So, it's all the more reason to have those good agents out there that are, on top of things and kind of out there.
Well, and like you just mentioned, one of your clients who, we talked a while ago, we talked about people are always going to move, right? Divorce, new babies, getting married, jobs, like all those life events. And we have clients that recently got divorced, and we were expecting Mr. Client to purchase. And now he's deciding to rent. And it's like, would that be the decision we would make?
Sure,
maybe not. Why is that? What in his life is making him make that choice? Like, we don't know. Meanwhile, we have other clients who have gotten divorced, and Mr. Client has decided to refinance and stay in the house to keep the kids in one place. But, that's a financial burden as rates go up that maybe he needs to reevaluate.
Sure.
So to your point, we can look at the big picture, but you also have to remember that these decisions are made on an individual level. And so reading the news and deciding I shouldn't buy, I should sell, I shouldn't, based off of the bigger picture may or may not be what's in your individual best interest. And so speaking to a real estate agent is super important. And
it's like looking up an illness on the internet,
yes.
right? You're going to get this broad scope of things when really you need something that's specifically for you, designed for
100%.
you, what's gonna work in your life. And yeah, those things change. So these are numbers are for the country. So we're here in New Hampshire. We can only do what's here.
Yeah, and what's going on in your personal life. And, certainly we don't think people should be purchasing that can't afford to purchase. But that's a really serious question, right? If it's going to cost you $2,400, $2,600 a month to purchase and you're gaining equity, and it's going to cost you $2,200 a month to rent the same property, can you afford the $2,600 or can you not, right? That might force you into renting.
And do you want to afford it or do you not want to?
Yes.
And these are all those specific things that unfortunately we can lead you to, and then you got to make that decision as we go. But all the more reason to have a good agent that's on top of things, and just know that it's very unpredictable. Everything should be based on what is good for the buyer or the seller.
Yeah, and it's like the same thing we tell our teenagers, right? Make the best right decision based on the information you have today. And if the information changes, you shift your decision, right? Like there's nothing that you're locked into forever and ever. If you purchase and in 2 years you decide this I don't want to own, then we'll help you get out of that situation.
And remember, you can always refi.
Correct. So let's talk specifically about Manchester. So Manchester's the biggest state. Biggest city in the state of New Hampshire, though I don't know how long that's going to last. And so the market data for July 14th to August 14th said that the average sale price in Manchester was $441,000.
Now that's average, right? Not median?
Yes.
That's the actual average.
That's the actual average. And so that is a 3.89% increase over the previous year month, which means prices here continue to go up. There were 124 new listings, which is actually a decrease. So that speaks to
5%,
that. Yeah, over 5%. So that speaks to the inventory issue we're having. Active listings were 239, a little bit of an increase, and there were 99 closed sales, which is almost an 11% decrease. And the reason for that decrease is because of the decrease in inventory.
Sure.
What else do we have?
Active listings. We have 58 active listings, which is
days on market.
Oh, I'm sorry. Active listings that have days on market are 58 days, which is a slight increase. You have the sold listings days on market, which is a big increase. It's 70%, and the sale to list price 105%, which is a slight decrease. Yeah.
So you need to take this information as a snapshot of the Manchester market. So like we said, Manchester is a city. It's not like Boston or anything. Please don't get us wrong, but it's one of the bigger cities in New Hampshire. They have 13 elementary schools, something like that, 3 or 4 high schools. So it's a big area. And the fact that sale price list to sale is still 5%, 105%. That's crazy. Look at this difference. And this is what I've been seeing in our market. I don't know I'm seeing like the tale of two markets.
Sure.
Like properties that are attractive, that are well staged, that are well located. Those are still flying off basically in a week, right? And going over asking. Any listing that has latent defects, and what I mean by that is like maybe you have a slanted ceiling that makes the rooms upstairs small. Maybe it's on a super busy road. Maybe it needs some updating or it has some issues.
TLC.
Yeah, those are sitting substantially longer, and clearly they're not going over asking once they sell. So it's like a very separate you don't know where you're going to land
Sure.
almost. So that speaks to the buyers that are out there, I think. And I think it speaks to affordability. If you are maxing out your budget to purchase the home,
you want it move-in ready, you want it ready to go. If you're not, then you're just going to maybe hold back and wait because you read somewhere that the rates are going to go down, or you think that that's going to be a better opportunity when you should be looking and looking and looking. And when you find the right place, you're ready to go ahead and then buy that place, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I think people, in 2022, it was like anything on the market would sell, regardless of condition. It was crazy. And now I think we're seeing that when priced appropriately, things sell. But if you're doing aspirational selling, if you think I'm going to take crappy pictures and I'm not going to paint and I'm going to leave my trash and it's still going to sell, it's not. Right. And because people are maxing out their budget just to get into the property, there is no money left over for repairs, for updates. And so that property needs to be priced lower, regardless of not regardless, but with square footage and location, and it needs to be priced in such a way that's going to make somebody overlook or accept those defects or leave them a little bit room in their budget to purchase. So we are going to keep an eye on this. We're going to go over some of our other major areas in the upcoming weeks and keep you posted. And if you have questions about your home in Manchester or surrounding towns, or if you're looking to move there, know that we are very familiar. Both of us grew up there. So it's kind of like our home turf. Neither of us live there now, funny enough, but so that's that. So I wanted to share some information from the Tom Ferry Summit for agents out there. And I greatly appreciated this information at the summit and this kind of shift, right? So typically real estate coaches, mentors, it's all about making more money, right? Like do an extra sale and you can cover the cost of that. Money, money, money. And a lot of what was spoken about at Summit this year was financial stability and making real wealth, right? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to work. I think I'm going to work forever, but I don't want to work until I'm 70 and then stop working and have nothing to show for it.
Of course.
I want to be taking, the point of working. Yes, I love it, but it's also to increase my overall financial wealth and health.
And flexibility.
Of course. So, one thing to think about is when you get that commission check, to be saving some of that. Don't go out and pay willy-nilly and our business goes like this. It's important to be setting aside funds for your operations budget. It's important to be saving and investing.
Yeah, set guidelines about what every paycheck or every commission check that you get is going to go to, and then that way you have a plan and you're actually going to set yourself goals throughout the year if you're meeting up with your quotas and your goals that you're achieving.
100%. And our business, especially up here in the Northeast, because of the weather, our market really does go like this. Q1 is typically very slow in general. So, making sure that you put money in savings, that when you have an incredible July, August, September, that you're putting money aside to get you through those leaner months, not just to pay your business bills, but to pay yourself.
Sure.
And, to live on less.
They're gonna happen.
Yeah. And I know early in my career, I was a little bit I joke about throwing spaghetti at the wall. I would try anything, and okay, I'll pay for that. I'm going to try this. And just being more intentional about that and really being aware of what works for you, where's your business coming from, what's your ROI, etc. And to all of that, I would suggest that you really consider coaching with either a real estate coach that's a specialist in real estate for agents, or even just getting yourself a financial coach. They're really affordable, and can really help just like a football coach, hold you accountable to your goals. And are you doing the things that you should be doing? Because the truth is, we're not learning this in school, or we definitely didn't learn it in school.
Yeah. Maybe they are now.
I don't think so. Is your teen learning it in school?
He's learning something pretty good because he's doing all right.
Oh, I wish I could say the same. But if you are looking for suggestions, we're coached through Tom Ferry International, which is a great company, but there's hundreds of other coaches out there. And if you need recommendations for a financial coach, we're happy to recommend some of those as well. But be smart and think about your money as an investment, not just something that comes in and out easily.
Yeah, and I know that you ultimately you have to pay to have like a coach or something, but ultimately they will save you money. I promise you, they will save you money. It is a no-brainer if you're having trouble or just getting into it. It's very much worth it.
I agree. Well, we are so excited to have had you guys here today, and we will see you again next week. Keith's going on a little vacation.
But I'll be back next week ready to go.
And we can't wait to see you then. Please don't hesitate please do like and follow us, and don't hesitate to reach out with any of your questions. We can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.